It wasn't an ending. It wasn't even a beginning. It was an awakening into a vastness so incomprehensible that the word afterlife felt like a cruel joke. I didn't arrive anywhere. I became somewhere, a place of infinite dimensions, folded inside and outside of itself, where all that had ever existed coalesced into a single moment, stretched across eternity. It wasn't space or time, but a concept, and I was its center. At first I tried to anchor myself, to remember who I was, what I had been. But every thought fractured into 1,000 echoes, each one splintering further into reflections of what I could have been. I was a child, laughing in a field of stars, a woman screaming as the universe dissolved around her, a man kneeling before a god with too many mouths. I was all of these, and none of them. Shapes loomed in the distance, or perhaps they were within me. They were vast, incomprehensible presences, shifting and writhing in patterns that mocked the idea of form. They were not gods. They were beyond gods. Their existence was not power, but inevitability, and their gaze was everywhere. One of them noticed me, or perhaps it always had. Its thoughts seeped into mine, not as words, but as realizations. You are not one. You are all. What does that mean? I asked, though the concept of speech felt alien. My voice shattered into vibrations that rippled through the fabric of this place. The answer was not spoken, but understood. I was not a soul, not a person. I was a fragment of something infinitely larger, an endless repetition of self-awareness, a single ripple in a cosmic sea. The life I had lived was a droplet breaking free from the ocean, only to fall back into it, merging with countless others. As this truth settled into me, I felt myself unravel. My memories, my identity, the fragile illusion of I, all dissolved like mist under the weight of the vastness. I wasn't dying again. I was dissolving into something greater, yet horrifyingly impersonal. And then I saw it, the pattern. It wasn't a design or a plan, but a living, writhing structure, infinite in its complexity. Every thought, every action, every life was a thread woven into its endless tapestry. The threads didn't form a picture or a purpose. They existed only because they had to. I realized then that I had been here before. I'd unraveled into the pattern countless times, only to be rewoven into another life, another existence, another fleeting attempt at individuality. Each time I had forgotten, and each time I had returned. Why? I asked, though I knew there was no answer. The vastness shifted, and I felt myself being pulled apart again. Not violently, but with a cold inevitability, like a wave erasing a footprint in the sand. And then I was the stars collapsing into black holes. I was the planets crumbling to dust. I was the silent scream of galaxies stretching themselves to death. I was the pattern, endless and meaningless, consuming and creating itself. And yet deep within the vastness, a tiny fragment of me still asked, what was the point? The pattern answered not with words, but with its silence. There was no point. There never had been. There was only this, forever.